Good morning. It is Saturday, July 5th, and this morning we're going to head on a task to walk up the hill. We've got some pruning shears, a tree limb saw, a screwdriver, some hardware, and my road sign. We're going to walk to the top of the hill, prune back some of the shrubbery that's blocking the no trespassing signs. We're going to take a look at my dad's Moultrie game cam. It's not working, and hang up my new emergency services sign for my new address. So I just got done putting on bug spray, and then the other thing we do before we go into the woods is grab this sock. Inside the sock is livestock flea and tick powder that it got wet. Usually it's dry and you just go like this and you get powder on you, and we dust Duke down, but it's wet, so it's not working. I guess we'll do without today and find a better place to store that. I guess one other thing I'll grab before we walk up this hill, because it is a big hill, is grab some zip ties just in case. Okay, got some zip ties, and I forgot my knife. Or better yet, in case we need pliers, and we got a cutter on these needle nose. Duke, you ready? Alright, we got our tote bag, and we're ready to head up the driveway. After recent rains, there's a spring up this little valley that after rains, the water soaks into the ground and it comes out of spring right up this hill. So this is one of the little streams that feeds my lake. But it's nice and rocky, so this spot of the road doesn't get too muddy. Over here, these big rocks on the left, you can see that's where water has been coming down my driveway and kind of washing the road out. And there's big potholes that I try to avoid by driving on this side. And over here, the mud gets a little slippery, so it tries to slide you down into this pothole. So one project for these days is to get this fixed, because the water shouldn't be running down the road here. This is another high spot that I need to grade out somehow. I have my tractor, but I need a grader for it, I guess, and maybe some other tools, because there's a lot of rocks here. I'm not sure how well the grader will do. But what I need to do here all this water is coming down, it should be, there's a little flat spot here. I need to build up a little berm on this side so that the water channels down and goes off the road there, rather than continuing down the road making the ruts bad. So that's where maybe I'll need a pickaxe and a shovel, or maybe a backhoe. Phew. This driveway is so steep. This is a good example of what a water bar should look like, except it's kind of washed out. You can see they built up a little high spot here, so the water that's coming down the hill hits this high spot and gets channeled off that way instead of going down the road. The water's supposed to go down there, but the water has washed away some of that berm. So this is just letting more water down the hill, adding to the problem. So if I get these two spots fixed to keep the water channeled off the road, that's going to do a lot for the road maintenance. Got a big spider web right here. We'll duck under that. Phew. That sun is hot. I didn't check the temperature before heading up here, but I think it's supposed to be mid-90s today. We've had dry weather this past week and hot. All right. Whew. We made it to my gate at the top of the hill. This is the one I'm going to trim the shrubbery back a little bit, and I may even use the same tree to hang my official emergency address. That tree is dead but posted pretty good. I may use that tree. So we come up here. This is where I park my tractor. And this little solar panel here is for my dad's game camera right here, which sends him pictures and uploads photos. So from there you can watch, sometimes there'll be wildlife going across the road, but you can also be nosy and see which neighbors are driving up and down the road. So that's the road. Over there I have to go down this big hill on roads that are just as rough. And over here the road keeps going, which I've never been all the way to the end of this road, so maybe I'll take the tractor out and do that today or something. But while I'm looking, I see I forgot my ratchet straps in my tractor barrel. Alright, I'm going to stop the recording and set up a still cam. Okay, it would be hard to see a road sign way back there where the no trespassing signs are. And since this is for emergency response services in case of an emergency, I figured it'd be better to have it so that you can see it when you're coming up the road. So I found this tree here. I'm going to cut back a lot of the limbs and try to screw the sign directly into that tree. So we will put this back here in the shade. And we will time lapse this so that you can see all the work that's being done, but in fast speed. Alright, it wasn't too bad. Right now, when you come up, this goes down to the main road. When you're coming up, you'll be able to see that this driveway is my address. Alright. Next I'm going to work on the Moultrie game cam. I probably won't record that because I just need to check the charging cable and stuff, so, and scan the QR code. But that's about it for this trip. Our next task is to move our starlink, which is on the ground over by the ladder, up to the top of that tree. So that's what I'll be working on now. All right. Well, got the platform way up there at the top. And I'm just gonna take the starlink and put it up there to get better service, because before it was hitting these trees and this tree as well, because it was over here. But now with it up there, it should hit less trees. But I have to bring my phone up there to use the Starlink app to rotate things. So that's the end of this video.